I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to market participants to self-custody crypto assets.
That was the SEC Chair Paul Atkins announcing he's in favor of Bitcoin and crypto self-custody. That's part of the reason why we saw the market rally. But the question is, what's next? Bitcoin creates a new all-time high, but what do altcoins do now? In today's video, I have 4 large cap coins where I say we can see a 2 to 5x potential, and 1 small cap coin that has a 10 to 50x potential. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz IO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright, good morning guys. We could be seeing a new all-time high very soon. Yesterday we had such a huge candle up. We broke through this level of resistance at 106,000, and we broke through the next level at 109,000, and we are sitting just above 109,000 right now. We closed the daily yesterday at just 110, but now we're starting to have a little bit of a retracement, but I can see us going to new all-time highs very soon. Bitcoin has been getting a lot of attention, a lot of institutional buying, which we'll get to right now. So, like I said, Michael Saylor just bought $110 million of Bitcoin at an average price of $105,000. They now have $63 billion in Bitcoin. So that's what I meant when I said it looked like someone had the TWAP on, and I thought it would get retraced, but it didn't get fully retraced. And so Saylor has an average price of around $105,000. So he most likely bought, and institutions also bought this whole way up, and then they averaged in their whole price right here, and then the market went flying because right after that, we also have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Bitwise also bought $362 million worth of Bitcoin recently. So all of this was Saylor, BlackRock, Bitwise, Fidelity, all of them buying a bunch of Bitcoin, and they've sent it to almost new all-time highs, which I expect we'll see probably pretty soon. Then we have Bitcoin Magazine saying BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF becomes the fastest ETF in history to surpass $70 billion in assets under management. And then, like I shared at the beginning, we have Paul Atkins talking about crypto and self-custody.
Another core feature of blockchain technology is the ability of individuals to have self-custody of crypto assets in a personal digital wallet. The right to have self-custody of one's private property is a foundational American value that should not disappear when one logs on to the internet. I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to market participants to self-custody crypto assets, especially where intermediation imposes unnecessary transaction costs or restricts the ability to engage in staking and other on-chain activities.
Do you even surge, bro?
Okay, well, DeFi platforms will be exempt from regulatory barriers, according to Paul Atkins as well. And then moving on to one of our larger caps, we have Chainlink, saying we're excited to share that Chainlink is facilitating the secure exchange of a Hong Kong CBDC and an Australian dollar stablecoin as part of an ongoing use case in Phase 2 of the EHKD Plus pilot program. And we also have the Chainlink founder Sergey Nazarov talking about Chainlink and how it's rapidly bridging traditional finance with on-chain infrastructure.
We're in various stages of conversations with probably all the top institutions in those geographies. And I think that those top institutions basically want to use the solution that solves all their problems, is used by the other top tier banks and players, has all the functionality they want, whether that's identity, data, connectivity, orchestration. And there really is no system other than Chainlink that meets that high standard.
Chainlink also now powers 82.47% of Ethereum's Oracle infrastructure, securing over $60 billion in DeFi. This cryptographic backbone underpins Ethereum DeFi, enabling trust-minimized lending, trading, stablecoins, and more with verifiable truth. So Chainlink is looking pretty good as well, but we are coming up into a bit of resistance right here. So this is an underside retest. You know, the time to buy isn't right now. It's when we kind of break above here. Ideally, we want to break above here, which was the high before we broke down here. So to know that we are going to continue higher, you want to really see it come back above around $16 and reclaim this level. That's when I would take a long position. If we come back up here, like this is resistance, so we could just, break down from here, which is possible today after the huge pump yesterday. So we could come back down here and then break above. Another possibility is we break back above here, and then we are here, which is okay, but not the strongest because it's in line with this level of, that we broke down from. So ideally, we want to see it come back above $16 and reclaim this level for a level reclaim in order to continue higher. I will say then we are pretty close to this next level of resistance around 1750. But this is where we really want to see it reclaim this level that it broke down, which led to this, drop down to $13. So once we get above there, I'll be very bullish on Chainlink. and I'll be looking to take long positions somewhere around there as well. Then we have Cointelegraph saying updated staked Ethereum hits a new all-time high of 34.65 million ETH, making up almost 30% of the current circulating supply. We also have Cointelegraph saying Nasdaq-listed Seaber Financial plans to raise up to $100 million to invest in digital assets, including Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana, AI technologies, and potential strategic acquisitions. Then CryptoRS says Ethereum leads with $296.4 million in inflows. This is ETH's strongest run since the US election, now representing about 10.5% of assets under management. So ETH is finally starting to see these institutional inflows, which has held it up very strongly against, especially Bitcoin. We also have Crypto Goose saying breaking institutions have accumulated more than $400 million of ETH. They know something. So ETH pretty much doing what we wanted, actually. It's breaking through this level. And now we want to see it come back above. I had said yesterday, once we break above 2,800, this is a really good potential signal for Ethereum for me. Once we break back above this, because this was, if you look back here, this was the order block, which is the high before the low that took us all the way down to, what was $1,400. So once we break back above here, it's a very high probability long for me. If we can reclaim this level, then we can break above, heading towards at least 3,100. But I think we would target around 32-ish, something like that. So I'm looking for a, Ethereum long. Once we get back above that level and we can hold there, at least on a 4-hour chart, something like that is very good for me. And I could see us starting to head towards new highs, but this would be my first take profit somewhere around 32. And then we'd head higher to these next levels probably around 36.50-ish for the next level of take profit. So Ethereum will look good once we break back above this and hold for at least a 4-hour or daily candle on Ethereum. So that is Ethereum for the day. The market's gone crazy over the last 30 days, with Bitcoin pumping from under 75,000 all the way past 100,000 again, gaining over 30%. Sui's also made a strong recovery, as it usually outperforms Bitcoin by 2 to 3x during these times. Sui gained over 100% in the same time and is well on its way to all-time highs again. Sui is quickly becoming one of the leading alts in the market, so let's find out why. Sui is killing it in all the big sectors it supports, like DeFi, where Sui crossed $1 billion in TVL in record-breaking time and is now sitting above $2 billion. Sui is the third largest blockchain by daily active addresses, with almost 2.5 million real daily users. Walrus is changing the game in decentralized data storage. Its token launch is already successful, while Seal makes things more secure and private. The Sui Play OX1 is coming out in September. It is now officially sold out with over 10,000 pre-orders. Plus, Sui even has a small but growing meme coin market for meme coin lovers. If you haven't used Sui lately, then come give it a try and follow Sui's X account for all the latest updates linked down below. And then we have Injective, which we haven't talked about for a while. And we have Injective saying breaking Canary staked INJ ETF registered in Delaware. So a Canary Capital staked INJ ETF could be in the works. We also have Brandon Goss saying Injective ranked number 2 across all chains for net inflows last month. However, in crypto, capital flows are noisy. Capital retention is signal. Injective retained 92% of inflows, while peers saw significant churn. So we can see here, we have Ethereum here at number 1, and Injective just right behind it at number 2. Then we have Injective saying another milestone alert. 2 billion on-chain transactions have recorded on Injective. Injective also shares a short recap of Injective's weekly highlights. Injective's flagship DEX Helix released 24/7 on-chain stock trading for Circle with zero restrictions or middlemen. The Gemini CFO and the Director of Digital Assets at Vanek were introduced as speakers in the upcoming Injective Summit. $10 billion custodian BitGo officially launched an Injective validator, bringing a new gateway for institutions and everyday users to onboard into Injective. Injective was ranked the second largest layer 1 for capital inflows, behind only Ethereum, and Kaido AI launched on Injective, providing a new avenue for ninjas to yap on Twitter. So Injective has been seeing some big updates recently, and we haven't talked about Injective in a while. It had this, it had, at the beginning of the bull run, around 2024, it had a pump all the way up to around just $53-ish, and then it kind of chopped sideways for a long time, broke down, but now it's starting to look like it finally wants to come back. Now, what we want to see for Injective is we really want to see it break back above this level, which it broke down from, around $15. Once we can get back above that level, it'll start to look good. I will say we have a major resistance coming up around $18 to $19. But once we get back above that level, it'll be a lot more, convincing that we are going higher. So this is the first level I want to see us reclaim, which around $15. But then really the major resistance comes here. And once we can get back above this, then we can start making, new highs towards these mid 30 zones next, because this is going to be the next major level of resistance coming up around here. So once we get back to this level, I'll be probably taking a long somewhere like that, targeting around $31, because that'll be a little bit more of a higher probability that we're not just going to reject from around $18 again. So For me, once we get back above here, it's more high probability. But if you want to, get in earlier, once we get back above $15, that's probably pretty good long opportunity. And it'll probably correlate with Bitcoin heading to new all-time highs, whether it's today or tomorrow or in the next day or so. So that is Injective looking pretty good. And then for our last high cap coin of the day that could 2 to 5x, we have Hyperliquid. So two whales bought $14.9 million worth of hype in the last day as we've hit new all-time highs. Swissborg said we've added support for Hyper and Per, and this is just the beginning. Our Meta exchange is now directly connected with the Hyperliquid X spot DEX on Hypercore, unlocking seamless access to one of crypto's fastest growing ecosystems. So Hyperliquid is now on Swissborg. We also have Tobias saying Hyperliquid summer is here. Number of Hyper EVM users has tripled, daily blocks have doubled, and daily transactions have also doubled. Nigel says Hyperliquid's growth over the past 6 months is stunning. We have it compared to Jupiter, Vertex Edge, Apex, APX Finance, and 8 others. And you can see here, Hyperliquid is this dark blue, which is absolutely dominating all other perp trading markets. Now, Hyperliquid is one that there's not too much to do right this second because we are basically we're at all-time highs for Hyperliquid. It's at $41.27. So it's very hard to take a position at all-time highs because you don't know if it's going to pull back hard or whatnot. I will say what you can wait for is you can wait for it to either retest this level, which it might not if it's super strong, but you can wait for it to retest this level around $39.17. Retest this level for a breakout higher. But I will say most likely what it will do is it will continue higher from here. It'll go towards maybe, I don't know, $44, $46, somewhere around here. And then you wait for it to consolidate somewhere there, and then you look for the next leg up. And what you want to do is you want to go on maybe the 1 hour chart, because coins like this, when they go parabolic, you have to kind of go down to these lower time frames. So once we break up towards, $44, maybe something like that, we'll go sideways, and then you can look for an entry and then continue higher. So Hyperliquid is back to breaking new all-time highs now, and it looks like it's just been up only for the past, 2 months. So that is Hyperliquid. Not much to do right this second for me, but if we get a pullback or if we get a consolidation a little bit higher, then maybe I'll look to enter. And then our last coin for today, which is a small cap that could at 10 to 50x, we have Axelar Network, which I don't think we've talked about for a while now. And Axelar Network is the programmable Web3 interoperability platform, which is scaling the next generation of internet applications to billions of users. So they kind of connect with other networks. So they say, here's a real-world example showing how regulated financial institutions can build compliant products that connect liquidity across multiple blockchains via SUI network, plus Axelar Interchain Token Service. So we can see here the tokenization process for asset issuers on Axelar. So we have financial institutions, private blockchains, Interchain Amplifier, then we have the Interchain Token Service, or ITS, and then we have one click leading to different blockchains, whether it's Solana, Arbitrum, SUI, Base, Axelar, whatever it might be. And then we also have Hesseng. So far, Axelar's GMP has processed $4.57 billion in volume across 2.8 million transactions across 79 chains. And Axelar keeps shipping and evolving. Maybe that's why I've stuck with them all this time. Their latest collab with Stellar and Stablecoin Standard lays out how cross-chain infrastructure could make crypto payments feel just as smooth as Visa or Swift. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes infrastructure that moves the whole space forward. And lastly, Merlin the Trader says, this is how real-world assets go global. The SUI network plus Axelar Interchain Token Service lets institutions deploy across chains like it's one smart contract. Built-in compliance, native multi-chain issuance, ZK login UX, and institutional security. Welcome to the RWA expansion phase. So that's XLR, which is the one that is the lower cap coin. Now, I will say it has pumped into this level of resistance. There's a couple of different possibilities we could do here for XLR. So it's around 51 cents. So we could come down to these high around 45 cents, consolidate here, and then try and break through again. That's a possibility because we have wicked up into this. So that's a possibility right now. Another possibility is we break back above, we reclaim this level at 51 cents. And once we're on the other side of this and it's acting as support, that's another entry trigger for us right there. But likewise, what most likely will happen is it'll come back down here, it'll break through again, it'll just go in a straight line up to this next level of support or resistance here at around 58 cents. It'll try to break through here, and then it'll probably consolidate sideways, something like this, or we'll consolidate here for a little bit, just a small shallow consolidation, and then try and continue higher if this bull run is going to continue and Bitcoin continues going higher. So that's my prediction for Axelar. There's a couple different scenarios. I see most likely we'll probably come down here, try to retest this today if Bitcoin goes a little bit lower, and then break back above. It'll do shallow consolidations, and then it'll try and go back up. But we do have a lot of levels of resistance coming up here, so that is one thing to watch out for. There's a lot of levels of resistance we have to, break through as we're going back up on Axelar. So that is Axelar, and that is the video for today, guys. I think we'll probably see new all-time highs very soon. We're just like a couple percentages off of it. It's crazy how we broke through this level of resistance here, and then we broke through the second one in the same exact day, and now we're hovering above it, using it as support here on the daily chart for Bitcoin. So I can see us hitting new all-time highs very soon, which is going to be great for our altcoins, and it's going to be hopefully a great June for us. That's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.